Karshi Road projects and re-awarded it to a new contracting firm. The minister disclosed this during an inspection tour of ongoing projects within the city center. Onozi Yakobo has the details.
In a bid to see things for himself and ascertain the level of work, the FCT Minister Yesen Wiki embarked on an inspection tour of ongoing project sites, from the road rehabilitation work in Karu to the construction of an access road within the Gishiri district and the Apo-Wasa Expressway, otherwise known as Outer Southern Expressway. It is a race to deliver on schedule. FCT Minister Yesen Wiki, while applauding the commitment of the contracting firms, announced the termination of the contract for the Apo Karshi Road project. In the meantime, another firm has been contacted for the job, which has commenced in earnest. This, he clarifies, is to meet the yearnings and aspirations of the residents.
If you go there now, you see that they've started a work. It's a road that so many people are very interested, because it will decongest some of these areas. So we feel it, and that's why, and like I said, we can't continue to play politics when it concerns the welfare of the people. That road has been terminated, and the road leading from Kubwa to Buhari has also started, so that there will be an alternative route to that's what I wanted to SSC.
While in Karu, the minister pledged to pay compensation on a structure that impedes on the construction of a drainage. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
On our political desk, over 30 young female voters drawn from the 6 area councils of the FCT are undergoing an awareness voter sensitization as a way of empowering them with the necessary information and knowledge on electoral and civic responsibilities. This was being facilitated by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC FCT. Abdullahi Hajia brings us details of the engagement.
With INEC's resolve to consolidate Nigeria's democracy, strengthening democratic institutions such as the awareness creation for young female voters ahead of the 2026 area council elections in the FCT, key players in election matters say remains one of the ways to empowering this group that statistics confirmed have not been active participants in the electoral process. Resident Electoral Commissioner, INEC FCT, Malam Aminu Kasimo Idris, who joined other speakers in the engagement, reiterates the Commission's resolve to sensitize citizens on electoral matters and civic responsibilities that shape democratic values.
INEC generally encourages voters, because having been registered and receive your PVC, people are encouraged to turn out, and some of the factors that discourage turnout have been addressed, especially factors of security, which INEC is collaborating with security agencies to ensure a very safe environment for the election, and then factors of awareness of the impact of your vote.
The program, which also provides insight and mentorship to the participants, encourages them to utilize the training to inform others while boosting their confidence, whether as voters or candidates in an election.
That is basically to bring to their knowledge and to let them know that for us, we carry everyone along, and their participation as young female is key. While sensitizing the generality of the public, the young people need to also be sensitized.
A lot of people are non-partisan, not just the females but the youth in general. And we all know about the stereotype that have been built to long limit women's participation in governance. But I put it to you that as a youth in this country, especially a young woman, your influence can never be overemphasized.
In the last election, we noticed that a lot of women and youth did not vote, and it was because a lot of them did not have the opportunity to be in rooms like this to participate in such conversations and trainings.
The guidance puts in perspectives issues of security, franchise, as well as legal framework in the electoral process, with the resource persons urging for more inclusion irrespective of gender. In Abuja,
Still on politics, the National Organization for Sustainability Keepers Alliance Network Support Group, comprising youth, women, and grassroots stakeholders, has formally inaugurated its structure and opened its national office in Abuja. The event signaled the group's official entry into the political space with a declared commitment to support President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima ahead of the 2027 elections. Rosemary Motalang Bila reports.
The newly formed National Organization for Sustainability Keepers Alliance Network, NOSCAN, support group for President Tinubu and Vice President Shettima, is a non-governmental organization advocating transparency, accountability, and good governance in Nigeria, officially inaugurated its national office. The event highlighted the group's mission to advocate support for Tinubu and Shettima ahead of 2027 election. During the commissioning, Omar Tanko Yakase, DG of the Tinubu Support Group, lauded NOSCAN for its positive initiative.
Most times when we thought that the male or the man is the one that is in charge, we found a very strong woman that is a leader, has created a group that is not only restricted to Nigeria, but it's also in diaspora.
Kate Olisheye, coordinator of NOSCAN Support Group, stated that supporting the present administration has become necessary going by its developmental achievements.
President Tinubu is by the people, and he's been working for the people, and he's done a lot of great achievements. Nigeria, for the first time, people are seeing accountability, people are seeing corruption being wiped out, people are seeing officers that are ready to do their duties, and even in security, this government is doing a lot.
Other speakers reiterate the necessity of continuity for policy stability and the success of the Renew Hope agenda.
Tell your friends, tell your people, this issue of insecurity is a matter of time. To go that soon. They are working. You might not know, but secretly they are working. Just very soon, everything will be unveiled.
We have been doing all these things, and we have gotten a reason, a more reason, for us to support Tinubu and Shettima 2027.
In the last couple of months, I was a PDP person, but because of this particular movement and because of my quest for good governance and dividends of democracy for my people, I have to say bye-bye to PDP.
The group passed a resolution endorsing President Tinubu and Vice President Shettima for 2027, calling on the party to keep the ticket unbroken. Rosemary Motalang Bilal, NTA News.
Away from politics, Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court has challenged Muslim legal professionals to pause, reflect, and renew purpose, urging the bar to return to a practice anchored on trust, fairness, and responsibility. Justice Binta was speaking as a panelist at the 2025 Muslim Lawyers Association of Nigeria FCT Chapter Law Week Conference, where she joined a host of other benchers to warn that without integrity, the profession risks losing its moral weight. Onotu Yakobo reports.
In terms of what we have just...
It was a platform to re-echo reminders that the legal profession carries a duty that is both civic and spiritual. These panelists stressed the value of integrity, fairness, and service anchored on pillars that hold the bar and the Ummah together. Participants revisited Quranic charges to render trusts with justice, noting that every brief and argument is an act of accountability.
It's for those who have passed through the school to mentor those who are in the school or coming out of the school. So that why? Because there is now continuity.
There's a problem of access to senior counsel. And also there is the whole issue of the expectations in terms of benefits and in terms of welfare and finance and so on.
Keynote messages highlighted fragmentation and weak mentorship as threats to the future of the Muslim legal community, thereby charging senior members to guide younger silks with deliberate structure rather than chance.
Many Muslim lawyers remain disconnected from the branch, unaware of the support, learning and opportunities available to them. If we do not strengthen one another, the profession loses.
As a deliberate response to these realities, through mentorship, conversations, scholarly discussions, and practical engagements, we hope to bridge the widening gaps, strengthen professional bonds, and remind ourselves that excellence is never accidental.
When we link this divine principle to the bar, we are reminded that our profession too is built upon shared ideals of integrity, justice, service, and the defense of the weak.
Speakers highlighted that rivalry within the profession must never erode respect, and that cooperation, courtesy, and ethical conduct are necessary to strengthen the bar. The conference, themed One Ummah, One Bar, in view of professionals, charges a commitment to responsibility beyond just a slogan and called on Muslim lawyers to lead with conscience, uphold justice, and guide the next generation with clarity and consistency. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The FEMA RCL Emergency Management Forum 2025 was held at the Federal Ministry of Environment in Abuja, bringing together key stakeholders to address Nigeria's growing disaster risk. The forum focused on improving the nation's approach to emergency management through a stronger understanding of prevention, preparedness, response, and recovery. Shamsuddin Usman has the details.
Stakeholders emphasized that emergency management is a systematic effort aimed at reducing vulnerability to hazards while ensuring effective disaster response. Participants highlighted the increasing need for coordinated planning as communities across the country continue to face challenges such as flooding, environmental hazards, and climate-related emergencies.
When a city grows, it grows with all the risk associated, and that risk comes with hazards. So it's good to be prepared. It's good to be to build capacity, as a matter of fact, so that the growth can be meaningful and sustainable.
We are part of the program because we are here to learn about the safety of life, how we can manage our health when we are in danger, and how we can rescue others too.
This year's theme, Preparing for the Worst, was at the center of discussions. It reinforced the urgent need for stronger readiness measures, improved disaster awareness, and better coordination across all levels of government. Stakeholders also explored strategies to enhance early warning signs, build resilient communities, and boost cooperation among agencies and first responders.
You don't need to wait until something. If something happens, it has happened. So you face we don't want things to happen, and that's why we are doing this. What we are telling the general public is to be prepared too.
We need more collaborations, and that is why AMMC is part of this, to bring up ideas that we need in FCT in order to prevent occurrence of such disasters.
Let's have the media involved, in this. Yes, the NUJ, but those also covering the bit must be trained.
The event concluded with a renewed commitment to strengthening Nigeria's emergency management framework and ensuring the country is better prepared for the worst-case scenarios that may arise. Shamsuddin Usman, NTA News.
You are watching the 1 p.m. news. Stay tuned for more after this break.
The jingle bells have started ringing and the Christmas spirit has filled the air. NTA Channel 5 Abuja is organizing a memorable Christmas party for children in the Federal Capital Territory. Come and experience a time of your life in our fun-filled party with dancing competition, exciting games, party with dancing competition, exciting games, bouncing castles, attractive gifts from the Santa's Grotto, and lots of food and drink.
Date, Saturday 20th December 2025. Venue, NTA Channel 5 Abuja premises, area 10 beside Old Parade Ground, Garuki, Abuja. Time, 12 noon. Gate fee, 1,000 naira only. For sponsorship and partnership, please contact the Marketing Department, NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Come, celebrate the season of joy and togetherness.
Don't miss out on this fun.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Many thanks for staying tuned. Now, ahead of the forthcoming FCT Cassava Carnival with theme Rooted in Unity, Built for Diversity and Prosperity for All, present organizers say the event seeks to channel the initiative aimed to harnessing the diverse opportunities inherent in the Toba chain. Speaking to NTA's correspondent Yusuf Abubakar, the team hinted that the event is at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja.
Ahead of forthcoming Cassava Carnival with the theme Rooted in Unity, Built for Diversity and Prosperity for All Persons, organizers say the event seeks to initiate and aim at harnessing the diverse opportunity inherent in the Tuba chain. Speaking to NTA correspondent Yusuf Abubakar, the team hinted that the event is at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja.
Because cassava has got so many things that we can derive from. So this program is actually to bring together manufacturers of machineries, producers of cassava, just like our own product, which is a Gari Jebu. The name of our company is Net Cross Agro Farms. We plant cassava, we process it into Gari, and we package it as well. So the whole chain is what we are bringing together. People that produce starch, they produce people that are like pharmaceutical industries that use cassava as well as their products.
Networking is usually better in like an atmosphere that is relaxed and free. So just say for instance now you are into Gari, I sell sugar or I sell kuli, and then we come together so we can partner and everybody move their business forward that way. So we are just giving business owners opportunities to meet other people that can further help their business grow and the likes of it.
With the nation championing diversification in all spheres of its economic pursuit, the team said the carnival will strengthen the agriculture for a robust food security.
Right from farming to manufacturers, right from scale farming to low scale farming, small scale farmers to large production companies as well. So we're bringing everybody together.
The main aim is to feed the nation, make sure that food can get to any level, any angle you want. So for big companies, they can invest in us. We help them distribute the food items. We can put it in different levels. If it's 50 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg, 10 kg, 1 kg, we can even go as low as 100 grams.
Let's now join Hakimat for business news.
Tax reforms is key to sustaining Nigeria's economic resilience, says FIRS boss. This and more on Business News this week. I'm Hakimat Aliu Ibrahim. Welcome. On Business News this week, Nigeria's broad money supply rose to 119.04 trillion naira in October 2025 from 117.78 trillion naira in September. According to new data published by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the increase amounted to 1.25 trillion naira, equivalent to 1.06%, reversing the slowdown recorded a month earlier. Year-on-year, M3 broad money supply expanded by 11.04 trillion naira or 10.22% from 107.99 trillion naira in October 2024, reflecting a continued build-up of liquidity in the financial system despite a tight monetary environment. The rise in October followed the Monetary Policy Committee's decision in September 2025 to cut the monetary policy rate by 50 basis points to 27%, the first rate reduction since 2020. The cut came as inflation began to moderate and foreign exchange conditions improved. To another story, the executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zach Adedeji, said President Bola Tinubu's bold tax reform initiatives are central to Nigeria's strategy for economic resilience. He made the statement during the maiden Distinguished Lecture Series at the University of Ilesha, Osun State. Addressing academics, policymakers, students and industry leaders at the event hosted by the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Taiwo Olufemi Asaolu, Adedeji said Nigeria's revenue challenges were not a crisis, but an opportunity to implement urgent reforms. A lecture titled Economic Resilience in an Era of Dwindling Revenue, he highlighted the global pressures on public finances, including digital disruption, rising debt, climate challenges, and overlapping economic shocks. He argued that Nigeria's path forward must combine stronger institutions, diversified revenue streams, and a modernized tax reform framework. Nigerians have observed that, in practical sense, prices are primarily determined by the market, not government.
The price of the flour dropped a little. Before, we do buy 59,000 and we sell 61. But now the price have dropped to 55,000 and we are selling 57,000. Now that the season is about coming, we still expect that maybe the price will say come down so that it can be affordable. But still this price now, people are still complaining that it is on the high side.
And that's it on Business News this week. The news continues shortly.
Now is Sports Brief.
Nigeria's Flying Eagles captain, Daniel Bami, is aiming to break into the Super Eagles squad in 2026. The 20-year-old defender, who led Nigeria's Under-20 side to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile, believes 2026 is crucial for his development. Bami expresses determination to improve and push for a senior national team role, stating, "My main goal is growth in every area of my career." Meanwhile, Nigeria's The Tigers men's basketball team suffered a narrow defeat to Tunisia in the 2027 FIBA World Cup qualifying series. Captain Ike Nwamu attributed the loss to a lack of organization and insufficient team chemistry. The team will face Guinea next, seeking to bounce back and reignite their World Cup qualification hopes. Lastly, the Super Eagles are determined to overcome their recent struggles and secure a spot at the expanded 2026 FIFA World Cup, set to be co-hosted by United States, Canada and Mexico, with 3 games remaining. Nigeria must significantly improve and rely on favorable results to secure automatic qualification. Coach Eric Chile has unveiled his final 23-man squad for the decisive qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
And that's it on the 1 p.m. news. Join us again at 7. I am Sandra Akemen. Good afternoon.